Welcome, guys, to Game 4 for HLE versus KC. Now, if we're looking at the comps, it kind of depends. So they have Pantheon Galio, which is interesting. They have Kennen. Naturally, the first thing you think of is, oh god, they have Xayah. Like, when we jump in or try to go in, she's just gonna eviscerate us. And that's true. That is literally true. The champion itself counters a good portion of your picks. The only upside is that if Kennen does well, and this is like, I really hope they put focus on this. The only thing is like, why the hell do we have Draven? You know, like, oh shit, like we have to kind of play into balling because we have Draven. Because this guy has to beat him. And obviously this stems from the draft, like, you know, we have Kennen into Camille. If we can get the Kennen ahead, the Kennen can then really screw with the Xayah, who does not become a good pick then, right? Like, that really ruins the pick. But we kind of have to play to this guy. Oops. Sorry. So it looks like this. It looks really weird. But you kind of need to play to this guy, the Draven pick, or else if he falls behind, he's utterly useless. And then it's like, well, that's not really going to do us any good if he's just useless. We have a Gragas support, which is like, okay. It's not bad. You can peel the Kennen, which is probably the primary thing. And their comp does not need to go all in. Like, the Renata does well into the Vi. She could do well into Camille, but like they don't need to do that. Like, they can just play side and just win side with quick plays. So it's a little bit of an oddball comp by HLE in some sense, but yeah, if again their solos get ahead, game's kind of ruined. And based on the trajectory of like how these games have gone, yeah, Zeus is probably gonna get ahead. I mean, they're literally, I mean, like, we're soloing, right? Okay, so we're 3-man invading. It's actually interesting that they kind of expected this. I mean, the Camille's at least positioned, well, the Camille, she's positioned in a way just to see if they're gonna do something. And it's kind of cool that HLE are actually looking to focus on top side for the Camille matchup, knowing that, like, if they win that matchup, the game is over. So they have a really good plan. They're kind of like map splitting the bot side, which is like, it is like probably their main win con, I guess, for the early game.
Spots everyone.
But yeah, I mean, they're kind of already ready, and then the Camille was just overwatching top so she can move down. Why does Kaliste move in solo to the red? This is just like,
he's sort of just auto moving into the brush. He's going to be lit on fire.
I mean, he's dead. They're going to chase him over the wall.
He flashes over the wall. Yike now as well in a really weird
that was
position.
stupid. And Yike's just killing himself.
He's going to have to flash, but the immediate follow is there from Zeus, who might be starting the game.
Oh wait, he had E. Okay, so Yike dies. Kaliste completely ruins the situation. I don't know what he's doing, man. I mean, this guy just like ran it down again. This was like the second play I saw where this guy just like lost his mind. I'll be honest, Masu would never do that. I think from watching them play, Masu's definitely a better player. But at the same time, this is me looking at Masu post MSI. I do think fight-wise Masu does play better than this guy. I think that's for sure. I think map movement in certain situations, Kaliste does play better. Or at least is more involved in that sense. But after MSI, I don't know, man. Like, I've watched Masu, and like after MSI, like he was a completely different beast. Like these in-team moments that I'm seeing from Kaliste, like Masu had some moments like that, and those kind of just went away after that one tournament. So I want to see, you know, how Kaliste looks after first stand and how that all shapes up, because like if he does actually adapt and change himself, then he's gonna be a great player. If he doesn't, and it's just the same shit, then I don't know what to say. So there is a Kennen advantage, which is fantastic in this game, right? Fantastic, we got a Kennen advantage. They took one grub, and they get the grubs because of the Canna advantage, and because again Camille did that level 1. Great. That's nice.
was still fine. And you know, you can lose stacks. Yeah, that's something. There's available now. It's open is available to try. They do have so much CC in setup. They're trying to secure 0 kills.
And the thing I'm thinking is the fact that the early game that was so awful feels like a nightmare now, not actual, like, real legends. So that's a phenomenal thing of KC. They're also able to get themselves this streak, largely due to the fact that this competition in lane phase is very, very strong. But the stabilization incredibly important against HLE.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's huge. You know, you draft the first lane or not, just the fact that they are in a better position, they're actually able to get some pressure in these lanes is so big. If you allow HLE to get the game, they have these last two. We've seen what that looks like. It does not look good. Because here, and then going, oh, yeah, it's terrible. He's waiting, has a little bit of control. Know this.
Yeah, Prince will get in there. Hasn't pressed that button though. And Peanut is also just going to wander away. So dealing with this wave. Blaze already sorted his out. We'll get into position here. Possibly staying on track for Zeka. Oh, it's a scary just like, oh, not actually connected.
I mean, it's nice that they got the ulti off.
As soon as we saw both attack Zeka, the bot lane had to back off. You can't have that response coming in. If Peanut is still in the area, if he wasn't back still in the area, so they intelligently play that safe, they do back off.
They're swapping. Camille has TP on. No TP on Canna because Canna TP top. They only have 2 grubs, so it's not like the overload's that crazy big. Oh my god, he actually dies!
Comes to mind against KC themselves.
I mean, Grax is showing, bro. Like, just run? What is he doing? What?
He's been doing just fine. Is Delight going to find a body slam?
He didn't even have to flash, he just dies. Oh my god, dude, and he dies and he doesn't have TP. Oh my god, what the hell, bro? What is that? Dude, your team is actually vibing out. Like, the Draven's even, which is like, I guess, okay, right? Mid slightly losing, that's okay. But the Cannon was in a good spot. And now it's like, now that's just all ruined. This is a really weird switch up though. Why did they send the Camille mid? I mean, you might as well just TP the Ahri mid at this point and keep the Camille bot. But I guess the way they're doing this is so they can have TP advantage on the top side. But he did not anticipate that the Cannon would be mid. I guess that's just the main thing, he didn't anticipate the Cannon to be mid.
Maybe trying to go here for Zeus.
Yeah, hook shot, the buffer. Absolutely gorgeous, but he will get stunned on the wall there.
Okay, well, that play's dead. Good job, KC. Good job, Canna. That was really good. That was really good. No, don't tell me he's dead. Oh my god, dude.
As humanly possible. You can't let him just farm against the Galio.
Wow, that sidestep was absolutely absurd.
Humanly possible. You can't let him just farm.
For one, he just had to wait on the Q.
Against the Galio.
And that's good enough.
Wow, that's
just had to wait on the Q.
The charm going to connect onto Canna as well. Throws down the ulti though, and Zeka taking a lot of damage.
Why did he
connect onto Canna as well? Throws down the.
I mean, there's an item difference here. Like, they both have their first items done. So Peanut has like a whole bunch of health and damage.
Peanut is able to lock down the kill before the gargoyle arrives. As he went to avoid the taunt, another charm.
That sucks. I mean, the Cannon again, just like, he had a good play before, and now he has a bad play, which burns our Galioar, and it was not even that most ideal of a fight. So now they're getting advantage on bot side. They get the dragon because of it. The Draven has been completely uninvolved. Like, he's basically just here for like priority, and that's really it. I mean, that's the first like good play he just had was like pushing him out. Now we're overloading. Well, they try to overload top just briefly. Turns into nothing. Herald's in 2 minutes. It's the first objective, which is top side. It looks like HLE is doing a pretty good job of trying to always match these lanes, and so KC are trying to, you know, adapt to it. Of course, the downside is that when you do switch these lanes late, they get pushes first, right? Like, they're first on the map, so now they're already pushing in. They have these. She has TP, so now they can actually fish for a play. If they head in TPs, then they back off, and that's extremely bad for them. So, like, they're playing on the back foot, right? They're playing on their back foots, going to the top side. They even use Pantheon R, just like, I guess because they're just that scared. They take the blue, so they basically hold KC top, took the blue. Now they're going back in the top side because the Herald's almost up.
Yeah, just take a chunk, and you can see that the Herald is here in 20 seconds, so you're just trying to delay the base, trying to keep Vladdy from being out on that apple health and the pressure out. And so while it's very good that they were able to deny too many grubs, Casey was from a lot of with Camille. If there's no one to turret, isn't really anything that they can do with there.
And they take the top turret. So, dude, they were able to take the enemy blue buff, the top turret, feint a bunch of times, and get the Herald, and even kill them bot. Like, you... Oh, they couldn't take the Herald, because they actually pulled off because they're a little straight, because, like, they're doing this play bot. Which...
On the map at full health, and they can pressure this
I
tower
don't know if that's necessary.
right here.
Might even get.
I think the way they view it is that the Pantheon could be looking bot right now,
So you're just trying to
and they're just delaying the Herald a little bit because it's not like you need to be like doing it exactly on time.
If there's no one,
And it worked out. So like if them delaying Herald to do this play is gonna happen, that's cool. Like the Camille getting ahead of the Cannon makes the game impossible. Like the game will actually be impossible to play. And so now they're giving up the Herald so they can get another pick, so the solo lanes get even further ahead. And again, all you gave up was the Herald. And then since you rotated down, the Ari fully pushed out top, so you dropped away. You dropped like a bunch of waves, a bunch of CS. Now because your Galio's answering top late, you're on the Dragon first. Dude, they're just... This is bad. This is really, really bad for them. I mean, like, they're like... They're just like always behind every play. Like HLE are just completely controlling them. And the longer you stall on this Dragon, the more Camille gets to like hit top, right? And so we're gonna see because they might just give up the drag. Yike really wanted it. Ah, it was so late, bro. The flash was so late. It needed to be.
Peanut fishes around to try for a steal, but
so they like when this happens. Like he's running away, he would need to go now, but even then it looks pretty late. So they probably, yeah, they do get the dragon. That was expected. Like I'm like, for sure they're gonna get the drag for how they're playing this. But the Camille's hitting top, and again, what matters most? Does the drag matter, or does the progression of Camille becoming unkillable versus both? And the answer is it's her being unkillable. Like they actually understand what the win con of this game is. Even though typically, you know, you would just try to play the map to like not give any objective, the reality is like that's just how the comp plays. Oh man, I'm actually so worried for them. I mean, I know they lose, right? But it's just like, are they able to draw this back in at all? Because they keep like they're having the Draven drop mid to go fight him. But the Draven's like not even like that weak, right? Like the Draven's not really that weak. So shouldn't like the Pantheon be trying to make this play on top side? Because if Draven leaves, who's covering mid? I don't know. And so you go for this play, you don't kill him, you can't catch him. And now they hit this, and then you walk randomly this way, thinking like you're actually safe? Like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, Kalista has some awful movement, like map movement. Like, this is not the first time I've seen this. Like, he's just like, almost, it's like almost like arrogant. In a way, like kind of like arrogant movement to think like, yeah, there's no way like I'm gonna like die. I don't know, man. He's a rookie. In the end of the day, like I could be hard, but it's like he's a rookie. You'll learn to realize like you gotta be like present more than you are. Like you can't be showing on the map and doing these plays and then think you're okay to just run back to situations. And yeah, at this point, HLE did a really good job of recovering Zeus. Zeus also did a good job of playing the game from the state that he was in. And the game's kind of over. Like, low key, the game is kind of over. Like, look how much time and space Zeus buys. Like, he's constantly dragging people into situations And then they just take the turrets on the other side. It's like, what do you do? Like, what do you actually do as KC in this game? It's like, you have to just go. At this point, you just have to send it. Yeah, I mean, it's expected this. She killed him. They have 2 inhibs down at 25 minutes. No Baron used. Okay, so, I mean, HLE trolls a little bit. And Viper's funny. This guy's literally just holding him off.
It's still a K gold deficit.
It is, but it's not 12K gold deficit. It's how it was before.
That's how I sound when I try to deficit. Yes.
Yeah, you're bad annoying.
Actually, works not. As unfortunately, that love's going to be enough. We're going to see more of those heroics, but and this is the real issue. Casey has a lot of sums. Like very with multiple flashes there, just to try and make this happen. I still don't think they do anything about the Baron that seems in here.
Follow off, already 2 man in second. The team's try to zone away. Will Viper do take it down? They get the vision, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Don't get on Thomas, but not going to be dead just yet. What's the answer? How are you supposed to get outside just like ulting in? He's certainly could do that. There's a chance one is up from having the cast. Going to use it to remove them from the pit. And you're right, it's only Peanut's going to get that. Viper finally comes back inside. In goes Jace. And you're get the steal. With the steal, we get the pit. And you're right, it's only Peanut that's kind of in there. Viper finally comes back and starts hitting it with ulting. In goes Zayas.
It's close. It was very close. But it is what it is, man. Like, you can't win this.
HLE expands. You can see chances here first hand.
I mean, I'm assuming pass, man. Like,
From Zayas, let's see whether this 1v2 is going to work out. He is level 17.
dude, this guy's such
There's
a...
a heroic entrance. So with 3 people,
Oh, he didn't dodge it with his R, so he's just dead.
The Hextech ultimatum just right here, but the rest of HLE are going to turn up the bailout onto Canna.
Oh.
Is going to be able to keep him alive. He's dead.
Yeah, they're doing a little trolling. It was a good fight by KC, actually.
Miracle. Still. They can just a chance.
Dude, I'm just skipping ahead. I just want to see how this ends.
Going to separate Targamas, but now the re-engage. The charm just going to interrupt everything as the Grand Starfall. Not exactly timed perfectly here by Yike as the full gauge actually got taking the hitter in lane. And they're playing a lot slower now.
This is a very marked difference before. Just like playing to ensure that Casey doesn't play the come up. And as much as we have been kind of laughing at the antics of life, the short range proposition siege is actually quite weak because the fact that Viper obviously needs to go quite close. He's waiting now, as I say, the show. Doesn't but
He's looking to try and
have answer for Zayas, which is going to be tough.
he's looking to try and be that.
He's such an asshole, dude. Zayas.
Any more than that, as we do
So,
have the
Zayas game played on again, buying more time. They're just playing for Baron. They get the Baron.
Him up. He does have it. And find the perfect angle.
And this is probably where they end, because they have Baron.
Angle here is the Grand Starfall to get him in, but the immediate body slam to delay it.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is, Yike. It is what it is. Wow. MVP. It's not Zeka. It might be Delight. Honestly. It actually might be Delight for this game. He had a pretty good game. The worst player of the game is, unfortunately, it's Canna. Canna had an actual lead to do something and make things work, and he actually kind of ruined the game. He was fine. This was definitely a better game for him. He was not good. Targ was okay, but like he didn't do anything. He was great. I mean, like he was behind from like what happened, right? But he was good. He was phenomenal. He was phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, I could even do a double cross. Like, I mean, like what Canna did really did just ruin the game. Like they were playing on a little thread for this and just didn't work out. So overall, again, I didn't see the first game. Just looking at these last 3 games though, boy, this was like not remotely close. And some of the drafts kind of fell apart by KC. And I mean, they should be happy they made finals and everything, but yeah, they have a lot to learn. Like, I don't think they play well from behind. Like, they have to have leads in the beginning of the game to really, like, push through. And they need to clean up their inting moments. And boy, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with, like, I mean, it just is what it is against Zayas. Like, I'm not even going to say, because, like, Canna has been their best player up to the first stand, tournament. So it's like, should I really shit on this guy for losing to Zayas when everyone loses to Zayas? Probably not. Like, it's just the player. That guy is just too good. Bot lane also was like very appropriate for like just clean up some things, but their bot lane's very appropriate. So it's like, you should be pretty excited about that. Vladdy, inconsistent for international. He had some good moments, he has some bad moments. He needs to clean that up. Yike, not bad. Not a bad representation of like what he can do. So they should look pretty good in LEC. Honestly, coming from this and going to LEC, they should look pretty good. But yeah, these LCK teams are just crazy good, man. So the difference, the gap is just pretty wide.